इस कार्यक्रम में भाग लेने वाले प्रतिभागियों के द्वारा दी जाने वाली जानकारी अथवा की जाने वाली चर्चा वास्तविक और काल्पनिक दोनों ही हो सकती हैं। चर्चा के दौरान किसी व्यक्ति के द्वारा दिए गए कथन एवं तथ्य के लिए कार्यक्रम के प्रस्तोता, प्रस्तुतकर्ता अथवा रेडियो स्टेशन प्रत्यक्ष या अप्रत्यक्ष रूप से जिम्मेवार नहीं है।
रेडियो उड़ान के अपडेट्स लेने के लिए इस चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कीजिए और इस वीडियो को ज्यादा से ज्यादा लाइक कीजिए और शेयर कीजिए। फॉर मोर इन्फो लॉग ऑन टू www.radioudan.com।
जी दोस्तों, नमस्कार, आदाब, सत श्री अकाल। मैं दानिश महाजन। प्रोग्राम बदलता दौर में आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है। आज हम एक बहुत क्रिटिकल इशू पर बात करने जा रहे हैं। पिछले लगभग 2-2.5 साल से आप सभी को मालूम होगा कि सीसीपीडी की जो पोस्ट है वो वैकेंट है। टाइम टू टाइम एडिशनल चार्ज दिया जाता है अलग अलग अधिकारियों को, लेकिन क्या उससे हमारी जो समस्या है वो हल हो जाती है? क्या हर बंदे को डिसेबिलिटी की प्रॉपर नॉलेज होती है? जब एक पोस्ट बनाई है, आपने एक एक्ट लाया है, उसके बाद भी ऐसा क्या है कि एक पोस्ट आप नहीं फिल कर पा रहे हो? तो इस पर हम डिटेल्ड बात करेंगे, कितना नुकसान हमारी कम्युनिटी का हो रहा है। इस पर बात करने के लिए हमारे साथ बेहद खास मेहमान हैं। आप भली भांति परिचित हैं इनसे। हमारे साथ अनावरम जी हैं, जो डिसेबिलिटी राइट एक्टिविस्ट हैं, एक रिसर्चर हैं और असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर हैं हैदराबाद यूनिवर्सिटी में। वो सोशियोलॉजिस्ट हैं। डिसेबिलिटी पर उनकी पहनी नजर रहती है और इस टॉपिक पर फुल रिसर्च के साथ आज हम आपके साथ बात करेंगे। तो अनावरम सर, सबसे पहले बहुत बहुत स्वागत आपका।
थैंक यू वेरी मच।
कैसे देखते हैं आप? एक्ट आया, बहुत सारे लोगों को उम्मीदें थी, एक्ट में बहुत जोर दिया गया सीसीपीडी के ऊपर कि हमने पावर्स दी हैं, 3 कमिश्नर होंगे, एक पर्सन विद डिसेबिलिटी उनके बीच होगा, लेकिन पोस्ट ही वैकेंट है। इसको कैसे देख रहे हैं आप?
देखिए, सीसीपीडी के बारे में बात करने से पहले मैं श्रोताओं को यह बात जरूर स्पष्ट करना चाहता हूँ। अगर RPWD Act 2016 in many ways has been projected as a great development, लेकिन हम जो 2011 से जो डेवलपमेंट्स हो रही थी, कि मैं 2011 इसलिए बोल रहा हूँ कि वंदना काउल कमेटी RPWD एक्ट को ड्राफ्ट करने के लिए बनी थी उसी समय पर, और उसकी बिल ड्राफ्ट एक पार्लियामेंट में प्रवेशित किया गया था 2014। तो तब से हम देख रहे थे, जो कम से कम हम जैसे लोगों को, जो हम वेरी केयरफुली ऑब्जर्व कर रहे थे, दी RPWD एक्ट वाज अ ग्रेट डिसअपॉइंटमेंट फॉर मेनी रीजंस। मैं उसके अंदर जाना नहीं चाहता हूँ क्योंकि आपकी शो है सीसीपीडी के ऊपर। खास करके सीसीपीडी के ऊपर सबसे ज्यादा डिसअपॉइंटमेंट इसीलिए है कि ये 14 ड्राफ्ट RPWD बिल 2014 जो पार्लियामेंट में आई थी, मार्च 2014 में जब पार्लियामेंट में लाया गया था, उसमें ये क्लियर प्रोविजन था कि 1995 PWD एक्ट से हटके हम एक नेशनल कमीशन फॉर पर्सन्स विद डिसेबिलिटीज बनाएंगे। वो SC ST और वुमेन कमीशन और माइनॉरिटी कमीशन के इक्वल पोजीशन पर उसका एक चेयरपर्सन रहेंगे और उसको एक कोर्ट की पावर, फुल पावर्स रहेंगे। ये प्रॉमिस था। इनफैक्ट अगर आप बिल पे जाके देखना चाहेंगे तो आप जाके देख सकते हैं। 2014 में जो पार्लियामेंट में बिल प्रवेश किया गया था, उसमें ये क्लियर प्रोविजन था कि देयर विल बी अ नेशनल कमीशन फॉर पर्सन्स विद डिसेबिलिटी। मैं ये भी कहना चाहता हूँ, इनफैक्ट दैट इज नॉट फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम दैट देयर वाज अ टॉक अबाउट नेशनल कमीशन फॉर पर्सन्स विद डिसेबिलिटीज। इनफैक्ट बहुत लोगों को ये बात याद नहीं है। इनफैक्ट 2003 to 2004 in this country there was a national commission for persons with disabilities. वाजपेयी साहब की सरकार में पहला, for the first time, though that was not part of the PWD Act के बहुत दूर जाते हुए वाजपेयी साहब की गवर्नमेंट ने एक नेशनल कमीशन फॉर पर्सन्स विद डिसेबिलिटीज ने ऑपरेशनलाइज किया गया। उनका इतिहास पूरा मुझे याद नहीं है, लेकिन ये याद बहुत जरूर है कि अरुण शौरी साहब और सब लोगों के एक बात थी कि भाई कमिश्नर कम सही मतलब बहुत ज्यादा काम नहीं करेंगे, तो इसीलिए नेशनल कमीशन की बात की गई. तो देयर वाज अ कमीशन फॉर नेशनल कमीशन फॉर पर्सन विद डिसेबिलिटीज in 2002, from 2002 to 2005 or so, close to 2.5 years. जी, वो एक काम भी किया था. I had a chance to meet some of those people who are former civil servants. As far as I remember, there were some 5 members in it. For the first and last time, there was a committee. Taking a reference from that, 2014 ड्राफ्ट में नेशनल कमीशन की बात की गई थी, लेकिन जब 2016 में आरपीडब्ल्यूडी एक्ट लाया गया था, ये एकदम ये बात को पूरा मतलब एकदम ऐसा न किया गया था कि ये बात ही नहीं था. जो आरपीडब्ल्यूडी के ऊपर जो काम कर रहे लोग, लीडर्स हैं और जो ऑफिसर्स हैं, ये बात उठाया भी नहीं था. जो 16 में आया था, सिर्फ एक ही बात कहा जा रहा था कि भाई आरपीडब्ल्यूडी बिल 2014 में 5% की बात रिजर्वेशन में हुई थी, इस बार वो 4% हो गई. बस सब लोग यही बात पर बात कर रहा था, लेकिन नेशनल कमीशन के बारे में कोई ज्यादा, मुझे लगता है कि जो टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया ने छोटी सी कहानी लिखी थी, लेकिन उसको छोड़ के आई डोंट थिंक एनीबॉडी हैज हाइलाइटेड दैट. लीडर्स
एक इशू उठा था कि जो सीसीपीडी है वो डिसेबल्ड ही होना चाहिए, लेकिन क्योंकि उसमें प्रावधान है कि नहीं ऐसा भी कुछ नहीं, कोई भी हो सकता है, तो उस पर कुछ चर्चा जरूर हुई थी, लेकिन वो भी बात हुई थी. वो भी सरकार ने बात मानी नहीं
नहीं मानी थी. अब मैं मुझे याद भी है कि रेडियो उड़ान भी उसके ऊपर चर्चा की गई थी, लेकिन जो बात हम नहीं किया था वो नेशनल कमीशन के बारे में. नेशनल कमीशन पूरा मतलब उसको ढूंढा गया था, ऑलमोस्ट लाइक पुट इनटू द वाटर. So that is one a great mistake we have done, because we are talking about CCPD. I must make this mention. So absolutely, that was the first disservice. जो and second, so CCPD, what you now have, many people think it is a replica of PWD Act 1995. क्योंकि PWD Act 1995 में भी CCPD की बात हुई थी. CCPD was operationalized. What we also don't realize is in CCPD, the CCPD in 1995 Act is more powerful, if you ask me, than what we now have in RPW. I know people who must be listening to your program might differ with me. I know on what grounds they differ, but I would put those points why I say RPWD Act, CCPD is less powerful and almost ineffective than PWD Act 1995. At least couple of points that we make. One, the CCPD, both in RPWD Act 2016 and PWD Act 1995, is the same. It has powers of a civil judge. The civil judge, as defined by the British government laws, and then continued into Indian independent acts. So, civil judge generally has powers to prosecute and depose witnesses. When you depose witnesses as a civil judge, you have every power to conduct investigation, not inquiry, not investigation, not inquiry. And you can issue summons. If people don't obey your summons, you can take action on them. And supposing be it whosoever they may be government employees, they may not be government employees. To the extent, if you are working as a civil judge, you can even issue arrest warrants. You can ask the concerned police station to say, I have issued summons for somebody to come and appear before me, but they haven't come. Therefore, please arrest them. Bring before me. Interestingly, in PWD Act 1995, simply said, the CCPD will have the same powers as that of civil judge. They left it. They left it there. In fact, that is enough. But if you come down to RPWD Act, I'm making reference to section 74, 75 in particular. And the first and foremost description, the way CCPD description begins is, CCPD will have the following functions. They will say, they will evaluate the programs being implemented for persons with disabilities. In particular, in the powers clause, clause B of section 75, they say, suo motu or otherwise, the the CCPD can conduct inquiry and issue recommendation to the concerned authorities. Inquiry and investigation के बीच में बहुत फर्क है. अगर if you are saying on one hand CCPD has the same powers as that of a civil judge, you don't have to say specifically that he will conduct inquiry. It means legally you are suggesting you may have a civil judge powers, but look, what you are going to do is not investigation but inquiry. So on one hand you are giving that power, but on the other hand you are taking that power away. And then they would say, interestingly, the RPWD Act very clearly says the CCPD will conduct an inquiry. Within 3 months, if there is an action to be taken, they will send a letter to the concerned person. They will say recommendation. They will send a recommendation to the parties concerned. And interestingly, the party concerned may implement the recommendations of the commission, CCPD, or if there is any objection, if they are not, they don't say objection. The Act says if the concerned authorities cannot implement the act, cannot act on the recommendations of the CCPD, they can send back their inability why they are not able to do it. You are looking at it. If CCPD issues any direction as a judge, do you have any flexibility to say, sorry, I can't? Supposing if you are appearing before a district judge, district judge issues an order, can you go back and say, sorry, I can't implement your orders? You don't have that power. The only thing you can do is either you re-appeal or file an appeal in the High Court, right? You cannot go back and say, sorry, I cannot act on your orders. But interestingly, in the RPWD Act, it says the CCPD will send recommendations, and if the concerned authorities cannot implement it, they will send back a report why they cannot implement it. So the very idea of CCPD being a quasi-judicial power, acting in the capacity of a civil judge, is completely different. And that is a very, very powerful and very clear legal lacunae they have introduced into it. And if you want to actually want a comparison, all that one has to do is simply take up the provisions in RPWD Act regarding the CCPD and the provisions in PWD Act. PWD Act was very clear, just simple mention. As a civil judge, in the capacity of a civil judge, the CCPD in the central government and the state commissioners in the state governments will act in that capacity. No restrictions.
So are you suggesting कि as you specified, आपने बहुत सही तरीके से दोनों चीजों का कंपैरिजन किया, और शायद मेरे लिसनर्स को पहली बार ये सुनने को मिल रहा होगा इतना इन डेप्थ कंपैरिजन, और लिसनर्स वेरीफाई कर सकते हैं. आपने खुद कहा कि आप दोनों एक्ट के प्रोविजंस पढ़ सकते हो.
एकदम.
So now are you suggesting कि now since CCPD has no powers, so it is not useful, it doesn't matter now whether CCPD is there or not?
No, sorry. I don't want to send that message. Whether the powers have been watered down is a different story. But at the end of the day, whether the CCPD and RPW, because I am now making a comparison.
Yeah.
But whether the CCPD is useful or not has to be evaluated not in comparison to what happened in PWD, but in the own independent evaluation of the role of the CCPD in the light of the RPWD Act. And if you look at the powers of the CCPD, interestingly, the CCPD in RPWD Act has given enormous powers. I was talking about the CCPD as a civil judge.
Yeah.
But if you look at the CCPD in RPWD, interestingly, CCPD also has a responsibility. I don't call them power. Also has a responsibility and a function, including the assessment of the financial allocation. This is something that PWD Act you will not find it. In the sense that when the central government makes allocation, whether those funds are spent correctly or not, how much of them spent, interestingly, CCPD has been given the responsibility. Because very simple reason is the CCPD will have to file a report before the parliament every year. And आप तो जानते ही हैं, in fact, this power was available for the CCPD even in PWD Act. Interestingly, that was not exercised until our Pincha Saw was appointed as a CCP. Almost for 15 years, that power, filing a report before the parliament, though it was a statutory duty, was never honored by any CCPD before him. In fact, he was the one who started filing reports before the parliament. Now the same lies with the RPWD Act, CCPD under RPWD Act as well. So when the funds are allocated, if they are not spent, the CCPD has a responsibility to put that on record and file it before the parliament so that parliamentarians can raise questions.
अभी मूल क्वेश्चन जो मेरा है आज के शो का, दो चीजें मैं आपसे जानना चाहता हूँ। आपने बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग एक फैक्ट बताया कि ये बहुत सारे लोगों को जानकारी नहीं थी कि एक नेशनल कमीशन था वाजपेयी साहब के गवर्नमेंट में। तो नेशनल कमीशन अगर होता तो उससे हमें क्या बेनिफिट होते, नंबर एक। दूसरा जो आज के शो का मूल प्रश्न है कि एक सीसीपीडी की पोस्ट को क्यों नहीं फिलअप किया जा रहा है, किसका इंतजार हो रहा है, क्या चल क्या रहा है?
जी, that's a very interesting question. And in fact, I don't think I have a definite answer, but let me attempt. एक बात है, अब दोनों separate questions हैं। पहली question है, why should we have a CC National Commission? What happens for every commission? Commissions are statutory bodies. Even CCPD is also statutory body, but not as powerful as commissions. If you actually look at SC/ST and OBC commissions, they are not simply statutory commissions; they are constitutional bodies. If you look at Modi Saab ka एक very interesting development, and I will raise that question despite what may be the cost. In fact, the OBC commission, the commission appointed for OBCs did not have a constitutional status. One of the things the Modi government did immediately after coming to power, within 2 years I believe, they brought a constitutional amendment and made that as a constitutional body. It means they know the value. So most of the commissions are constitutional bodies, and if not, at least they're powerful statutory bodies. For example, the Commission for Child Right Protection, CCPR, very powerful bodies. They have evaluative, and they are directly responsible to the parliament. They work very independently. And one of the purposes the National Commission would have definitely served is, most of the time, the chairperson of the commission is selected from the community with which the commission is supposed to serve. So all this ST/SC commission so far have been necessarily chaired by the people from either scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. And the same goes with minority commission. All the minority commission in this country is always headed by a minority person belonging to minority religion.
Same is the case with the women commission.
Exactly, the chairperson of the women commission is always a woman. So this whole question of self-representation would have simply been answered by the commission. Definitely there would have been a PWD as a chairperson. Number two, that commission definitely would have been more independent. It would not be attached, as it is now today, to a specific department. Today the CCPD is at nothing but, if you ask me very bluntly, is nothing but it functions like a branch of the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, Department of Disabled Welfare of Persons with Disabilities. It is an extension, to the extent that if the money for the CCPD is allocated by the Department of Persons with the Empowerment of People with Disabilities, right? It does not have a separate budget. But if it is to be a separate commission, there would be a separate budgetary provision, and most of the constitutional commissions have funds directly flowing from Consolidated Fund of India, right? You don't have to, so you will directly submit your budgetary provisions to the parliament. They will give you the budget from the Consolidated Fund of India. You have full independence. Today that is not the case, and in fact our former CCPDs will agree with you. Even if they have to take a simple flight travel, they have to put up a file to the Social Justice Ministry Secretary, and the Secretary has to approve it. In the sense that tomorrow, if I want to visit Punjab as a CCPD, and if the government doesn't like it, they can simply delay my flight charges, and I stop, full stop. I mean, they don't have to do too much, but you can't do it with commissions because they have the fund directly in their own account. They have their budget. These simple matters these things matter a great deal administratively, because that's how the administrative independence is controlled most of the time by the executive.
Sure.
Definitely. So the national commissions have their own evaluative heuristic role. तो कभी भी वो CCPD कभी नहीं बन सकता. The second part is the way it is being done today. If the CCPD post is vacant for too long, what the government is doing, you give it the in charge to secretary or joint secretary. The blasphemy, if you ask me. But they can do it conveniently because it is simply a post of commissioner. But you can't do it if it is a chairperson of the National Commission.
National Commission, true.
All that you can do is extend the tenure of the existing chairperson.
Right.
Apart from that, you can't give it as an in charge. So there will be no way of a civil servant coming into your statutory position.
Right.
And it is always headed by experts. They can be academicians, or they can be the civil society members, because most of the time the chairpersons of the National Commission, or even sometimes the retired judges, but they come from with a certain subject knowledge, which is unfortunately not the case with the CCPD.
Absolutely, उसी पे आना चाहता हूँ मैं आपके जो मैं आपसे पूछ रहा था, रीजन क्या है कि क्योंकि इसके अंदर भी काफी सवाल हैं जिनके ऊपर मैं आऊंगा, तो अब मूल सवाल पे आते हैं. दो चीजें मैं आपसे जानना चाहता हूँ. एक तो वही सवाल कि अभी तक ये अपॉइंटमेंट क्यों नहीं हो रही है, एडवर्टाइजमेंट भी निकली है फिर भी अपॉइंटमेंट नहीं हो रही है. और दूसरा सवाल, क्या एडिशनल पोजीशन दे देना, एडिशनल चार्ज किसी को दे देना, वो सब करता है हमारे पर्पस को?
देखो, टेक्निकली एक बात है, श्रोताओं को जानना चाहिए एक बात. The Act simply says the CCPD will be appointed and his eligibility conditions will be such as may be prescribed by the central government. एक CCPD की eligibility criteria क्या है वो Act नहीं बताता. वो उसको subordinate legislation कहते हैं, rules को. रूल्स में स्पेसिफाई करने के लिए गवर्नमेंट को छोड़ दिया गया. वो पार्लियामेंट ने कुछ नहीं किया, सिर्फ पार्लियामेंट ने कहा था एक्ट में कि देयर विल बी CCPD and the eligibility conditions will be decided by the central government. Interestingly, in June 2017, the rules were issued, as all of us know. The rules prescribe, in fact, they have laid down elaborate eligibility criteria for CCPD.
Absolutely, yes.
I don't want to go into those details, but one of the things the rules say is he shall have the experience of working in rehabilitation disability services for more than 20 years.
20 years, exactly.
It is their own provision. Technically, my suspicion is possibly they are not getting somebody who is meeting that criteria. I'm not sure, but there may be too many people. Are they not getting the person? If that is the case, you amend your rule, right? And the worst part of it is, nowhere in the Act or in the rules there is a provision for the central government to appoint, to give additional charge of CCPD. If you ask me, it is anti-statutory. What the government is doing today is absolutely against the law. The law they have made themselves. It is the same government that brought this law, the grand fact, but today they are actually violating the law in letter and spirit, at least in the case of CCPD appointment, because once you make a law, you would say XYZ or person with XYZ eligibility will be appointed, and you yourself have made rules what those XYZ eligibility is, and now you are appointing people nothing to do with disability. They may have 30, 25 years of experience as civil servants, but that is not the criteria mentioned in the rules. So what is the criteria? What criteria on which you are appointing officers with as giving additional charges officers? So this is absolutely against the law you made yourself. Why they are doing, only they themselves know. It would be unfair probably to say there are no experts in this country. There are people who have been working for 40 years, 50 years, and I don't know if they do.
But is it justified to give additional charge for
Absolutely
2 years
not.
and more than 2 years? Okay, we can understand. Okay, you don't have person for 1 month, 1.5 months, but it's going and going on.
एकदम एंटी कॉन्ट्रा लीगल है. जो एडिशनल चार्ज की जो सरकार ने किया जा रहा है, it absolutely goes against the law.
Then why community is silent over?
Absolutely, community is silent. In fact, I don't know what is happening to Sunanda Bandari case. Sunanda Bandari case, some of these questions came, and the Supreme Court said in the black and white letters, when you have to at least implement, you failed to implement PWD Act, please don't repeat the same mistake you did. And I don't know what happened to the
Why community is silent?
Community is silent, absolutely silent.
Why?
So आप भी जानते हैं why the silent? Because the noise making the part of the community unfortunately stands with the government, and not only our community for that matter. For some reason, all of us are slowly probably forgetting that we are living in a democracy, that we have the responsibility to shout out.
Community is shouting, have disability courts in all the districts, but nobody is asking ki where is the chief commissioner?
Chief commissioner, absolutely. Nobody is asking. That is quite unfair. And even the government has to, interestingly, Ganesh ji, ki 2018, just before the elections, the same Prime Minister, because it is a cabinet committee that has to give approval, the cabinet committee under the chairmanship of the Prime Minister has given in letter, in not in principle, has given a full accord for the appointment of 2 commissioners, one of them being the PWD himself. Everything is in place. CCPD has received approval, and there are 2 CC commissioner posts. The government has given a full approval for it. Everything is in place. Why are they not appointing the CCPD and 2 commissioners? And interestingly, if I'm not wrong, because I haven't seen the notification myself, they have also appointed advisors, 11 advisors. It's supposed to be 11 advisors to assist the chief commissioner and the commissioners. And sometime in 2017 or 18, they also appointed advisors. How many advisors we don't know, because that official notification at least is not available.
You know, I fought a case in CCPD, health insurance के अगेंस्ट. तो वहाँ IRDA के भी लोग आए थे और आदित्य बिरला ने हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस देने से मना कर दिया था, और CCPD थी. IRDA ने ये कहा कि हमारा काम सिर्फ डायरेक्शन देना, हम नहीं किसी को बोल सकते इम्प्लीमेंट करें या नहीं करें. एंड CCPD वाज साइलेंट. ठीक है कि अगर IRDA क्यों बनाया अगर आप इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं करवा सकते अपने डायरेक्शंस को. आदित्य बिरला वालों ने साफ मना कर दिया कि हम कुछ नहीं कर सकते, जैसे आपने पहले स्पेसिफाई किया. और CCPD का जजमेंट आया कि कोई बात नहीं, अगर आप कुछ नहीं कर सकते एक बार दोबारा सोच लीजिए, नहीं तो फिर एक अलग से डिसेबिलिटी की पॉलिसी लेके आइए इंश्योरेंस की. हाउ कैन यू टॉक अबाउट एक्सक्लूजन व्हेन RPD talks about inclusion, number 1, and second thing, it is discriminatory. You are violating. So यही आपसे पूछना चाहता हूँ कि हर शख्स को क्या डिसेबिलिटी से रिलेटेड नॉलेज हो सकती है, एक्ट से रिलेटेड नॉलेज हो सकती है, जब ये कहा गया है कि एक शख्स को 20 साल का एक्सपीरियंस होना चाहिए, कम से कम 5 साल का तो होना चाहिए. आप हर किसी को कैसे एडिशनल चार्ज दे सकते हो व्हेन दे डोंट हैव बेसिक नॉलेज विद रिगार्ड टू दैट एक्ट?
एग्जैक्टली. आई थिंक धनेश जी आपकी सवाल एकदम सही है. आई थिंक आई वाज जस्ट थिंकिंग, मैं ये सोच रहा था, probably one of the reasons why the community is also silent, made to silent, is somehow, unlike the previous governments, where if the person is not available in CCPD, the post was simply left vacant. Therefore, people were making noise. It was never given as an additional charge. At best, the deputy chief commissioner was taking charge of the things. He was not acting as a CCPD. I think they were acting as CCPD, not the officers from Social Justice Ministry. And therefore, community clearly knew that there was no CCPD, therefore we were making noise. Now, the government has a very interesting strategy. They would say the post is not vacant. अब क्या इतना ज़्यादा फर्क पड़ेगा आपको? Somebody is anyway taking care of it. Moreover, the CCPD, the people who are taking in charge of the CCPD are also very tactical. Sometimes they give some judgments, very neutral judgments, and get them highlighted in the media. And I remember there was a case sometime in 2020, and somebody went, I think a lecturer working in Venkateshwara College in Delhi University filed a case in CCPD for not being able to get a residential flat, being the parent of a disabled child. And CCPD gave a favorable judgment that was being headed by the then secretary at that point of time. And the media brought it highlighted as if it was a great thing. And if you ask me, it is such a simple order. These are all tactics to tell you to actually fool the public. Look, whether it is an additional charge or something else, there is a CCPD is functioning. And this is happening across, not simply here. And this is happening in courts, this is happening in administrative tribunals, this is happening in very important positions like CBI director. I mean, if you really wanted a great example.
As a researcher,
so the strategy is
complete
the simple strategy of the simple strategy of the present Sarkar is don't keep the post vacant, but fill up with someone you like, whether they fulfill the requirement or not, and then you don't give that scope for people to say there is a person. How does it matter? And if that person will always act the way you want him to act, that is the strategy.
आपसे एज ए रिसर्चर जानना चाहता हूं कि इस तरह से एडिशनल चार्ज देना या उसमें क्या फर्क होता है लिसनर्स के लिए, अगर समझना आप बताएं कि कितना नुकसान हमें हो रहा है. डज इट रियली मैटर? इफ यस देन हाउ?
जी जरूर इट मैटर्स, सिंपली बिकॉज द स्टैट्यूटरी पोजीशंस आर ऑलवेज क्रिएटेड फॉर maintaining certainty, meaning that once you appoint a person, he is going to be there come what may. He is going to be there for 3 years or 5 years, whatever it is, and once he is appointed, nobody can touch him. So he will function with independence. That is the main criteria for any statutory position. But once you give additional charge to someone, and if the officer doesn't act according to your whims and fancies, you don't remove his additional, you can simply remove his additional charge and give it to someone else, or you simply transfer him from the main position by virtue of which he becomes an additional CCPD. And then the story is gone. Very easy to influence a person, particularly holding additional charges. And nobody, I'm not saying that all officers are self-seeking, but the additional charge is such that you can never independently work as a CCP. Moreover, remember, it might be even full additional charge, but it's only additional charge. It means your priority always lies somewhere else. The other biggest disadvantage, let me tell you this strategy, it is happening everywhere. What if there is a conflict between your primary designation and your additional designation? Supposing you are the Joint Secretary of Social Justice and Ministry, and I want to file a case against the Department of Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities with CCPD. You are a Joint Secretary or a Secretary of DPWD, and you are also holding an additional charge. It means you are a jury and the judge. I am fighting a case against you, and you are going to give a judgment. How is that going to be possible? Very simple. And this is the case that, let me tell you, in most of the states we are fighting with it. Because the same Disabled Welfare Director, he is also given the additional charge as a commission. If I want to file a case against the directorate, who is going to adjudicate?
How can we put pressure? What should be our role and strategy of the community?
I think now in the present case is a very straightforward case. And if you really ask me, somebody should file a case with the CCPD to begin with. Look, your appointment itself is wrong. How are you going to get you say that RPWD Act is being violated because CCPD post has been vacant for such a long time. The additional charge is wrong. As a CCPD, give your judgment. I'm sure we know what will be the judgment. But in 3 months, they will give some judgment. And definitely they will give a judgment that is not going to stand the legal norms. And then probably from there we can move to the Supreme Court. Now, unfortunately, I have to say this because we don't seem to have any other way out. And somewhere we have to take the truth. We have to tell the court, look, this is the case.
क्या इंडिविजुअल और ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस कहीं ना कहीं डर रही हैं इतना बोल्ड स्टेप लेने से कि उनके ऊपर कोई एक्शन हो सकता है?
Probably the organizations, the fighting organizations, I don't want to name them, anyway are not fighting anymore. They're silent for some reason or the other. So I can't expect any so-called very popular organizations that worked for decades to do this thing. Somebody has to come forward, and I know why people are not resorting to that.
Is there any fear in doing that?
Definitely, if you ask me, now there will definitely be, but one has to make a very strong case. One has to make a very strong case as to why we are asking for it. What has gone wrong so far for not having a CCTV? We have to, because what court wants at the end of the day is substantial material to prove your case. What would have happened had there been CCTV, or what hasn't happened because there is absence of CCTV. So probably one has to do some research on that, and then we have to bring to the court this is our loss, and we have to show to the court, and of course not only court, what is happening to the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Social Justice and Empowerment. There is a separate Parliamentary Standing Committee on Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. And what are they doing? This issue has to be brought to them, and not because they are going to do anything miraculous, but at least that it has to go to the Parliament and it has to be heard there. I haven't seen anybody raising this question so far, but parliamentarians have.
Hopefully, maybe after this show, we could have some noise in the community.
Definitely, yes. I'm hoping for it, but it is too late. We're already too late on this question. And let me also make this point. Effectively speaking, we brought this law in 2016, but of course, operationalized from 2017. It means even if you want to calculate it from April 2017, the government hasn't appointed, literally speaking, CCPD under the Act so far in the last 4 years. Because the reason I'm saying is, the CCPD, the full-time CCPD we had, the last full-time CCPD we had, Mr. Pandey, was the CCPD appointed under PWD Act 1990, not RPW. He was appointed somewhere in 2015, and he was continued even after the RPWD Act came in. In fact, interestingly, ideally the central government should have reissued a re-notification saying he would continue as the CCPD under the RPWD Act, but it hasn't actually done that. So therefore, legally, we had the last full-time CCPD only under 1995 Act. So under RPWD Act 2016, we till date don't have a full-time CCPD yet. So despite the Act coming into effect 4 years ago, we still have to see the full-time CCPD.
Are you seeing a disability movement dying down in India? Before we had some vibrant disability activists who are going to fight against government. Now we are seeing most of the petitions filed by the individuals. There are a lot of cases where we have seen the case has been fought by the individuals or the organization we never heard. But so-called very famous organizations are silent almost on every subject.
Definitely yes, but I also want to walk a little further and say that not simply our organizations, democratic spirit in this country is dying, not simply the disability movement. You look at any movement, and I want to talk about the major communities, women movement, the marginalized communities. What is happening with them? Because I think we have to also look at the broad, larger picture. Somewhere we are happy with our Jan Dhan accounts or I don't know, whatever. But somewhere down the line, the problem is not just with the disabled, because at the end of the day, PWDs are part of the larger society. Most of the time, if not all the time, we follow the general trends. So fortunately or unfortunately, the democratic spirit in this country is dying. And somewhere down the line, one has to blow the whistle. I don't know where the whistle is going to come from, but it's a problem of democratic spirit. Somehow, we have lost the confidence of democratic fighting, because when do you get the momentum? Why is it, simply put, 2011-12, everybody was in the streets because government was listening. You know that you can actually move the government. You can, if you go and shout, there is a government that is going to respond to you. Today, in the last 6 years or so, we lost that confidence, to be frank, because you know that government is not going to listen to you. Moreover, the government is going to target you individually. It has never happened so. Even as powerful as Nehru, never targeted individuals, which is always in the spirit of the democratic movement. If you are fighting against an organization on behalf of an organization, the organization is always in the limelight. In the last 6 years also, the problem is individuals are targeted, and therefore nobody really wants to take that risk.
This is what I was asking.
Exactly.
So why you said, in 1995, and then you talk about National Commission, you said it was there in the bill also in 2014. How it has been overlooked in 2016? Nobody spoke about. They did not even raise their demand. We did not have discussions. How one can miss this important provision?
Danishji, what has been missed, if one has to really talk about what was missing in RPWD Act, there is a lot. I'm only taking reference to National Commission because that is the topic. But if you actually look at the RPWD Bill 2014 had 200 plus sections. If I remember correctly, it is about 206 sections and more than that. How many sections do we have in RPWD Act 2016? 102 sections. And as the Act itself admits, overtly, 75 to 80% of RPWD Act is nothing but a copy paste of PWD Act, except first 10 sections. If you really want me to be very specific, except first 10 sections, rest of it is copy pasted from PWD Act. And therefore, what we got, the deal you got in RPWD Act is a very, very minimal deal. And there is a lot that has been missed. As I was saying, we haven't made noise, not noise, we are deliberately silent.
Reason?
And unfortunately, the reason, unfortunately, I can't talk about it, though I know of a few things. And the way that those reasons have been played out, the individuals involved in the drafting and the individuals kept out of the drafting, I think are the specific reasons. The process has been shown to be very democratic, but behind the doors, it was carried out single-handedly. For example, in 2014, the bill was referred to the Parliamentary Standing Committee, and then the Parliament was dissolved. When the new Parliament came, it was handed over to the new Parliamentary Standing Committee. In September 2016, the Parliamentary Committee has submitted a report, and in December you will have a parliamentary, you have the RPWD Act. Interestingly, if one has to sit down and match RPWD Bill 2014, the Standing Committee report September 2016, and the RPWD Act 2016, December 2016, there is a huge mismatch. And Bill said something else. The Standing Committee has cut down a great deal of things. And then RPWD Act has cut down much more. So it is a very gradual process. And they did it so well. And let me tell you, there is no way that you can point out, because the government will say, okay, we have referred to it on the demand of the leaders, and the Parliamentary Standing Committee has cut down the provisions. And it is the wisdom of the Parliamentary Standing Committee. Therefore, we have implemented what has been submitted to us by the Parliamentary Standing Committee. I am taking reference to Parliamentary Standing Committee because Standing Committee always is consisted of both the opposition and the ruling party members. But what we don't realize is this composition of the Standing Committee in 2014 and the composition of Standing Committee in 2016 is quite different. And in 2014, you had more opposition parties representing. In 2016, obviously, because of the elections, you have very less representation for opposition parties in the parliamentary side. Less than quarter of the opposition members actually belong to other than ruling party. So more than 2/3 of the membership was simply by the ruling party itself. So there is no voice for the opposition, and therefore they could simply do what they wanted. They cut down all the provisions, important provisions, including CCPD, reservations, definitions. There are a lot of definitions that are part of the RPWD bill that you don't find them here. So therefore, it is a political, in some senses, convenience. Everything suited. It is not just one thing. Everything fell in place. But understanding at a surface level, you won't get all these things. For example, as I was making
Yeah.
reference to, you will never understand the politics of RPWD bill unless and until you understand the composition of standing committee in April 2014 and September 2016. How much difference? And then that suits the government. That suited the government when you don't have a say. And as I said, what I cannot talk about is a few hands that actually prepared the RPWD in 2016, the actual act. And the nitty-gritties, I'm sure आप भी जानते होंगे personally, but that can't be brought up. So all said and done, the government could do what it wanted.
थैंक यू सो मच अन्नावरम सर, आपने डिटेल में बताया कि कैसे हम अब कर सकते हैं, प्रेशर बिल्ड कर सकते हैं, क्या क्या हमें नुकसान झेलना पड़ रहा है, क्या बैकग्राउंड थी। तो काफ़ी लिसनर्स की डिमांड थी कि इसके ऊपर आप शो लेके आए। थैंक यू सो मच फॉर योर वैल्यूएबल टाइम।
Thank you very much. Great pleasure having you.
लिसनर्स, आज हमने बात की अन्नावरम सर से और डिटेल में आपको इस टॉपिक के बारे में बताया। अगले सप्ताह फिर मुलाकात होगी किसी और टॉपिक पर, किसी और पर्सनैलिटी के साथ। कैसा लगा आपको शो? आप कमेंट बॉक्स में अपनी राय रखें, ज्यादा से ज्यादा इस शो को शेयर करें और सुनते रहिए रेडियो डन, अ फ्लाइट ऑफ लाइफ। धन्यवाद।